I will be, I need to make a list of all the book wrap-ups I haven't done yet of, I think I've done every single one this year so far. I'm pretty sure that I've checked. I have up to date. I haven't missed any yet, and the future's still to come. 2015, I know I haven't done, like, I've done I think about 3 or 4 of them out of the 12 months, and of course I haven't done any of 2014 or 13. I need to write down each one I know that I haven't done, so I know that I can do them. So I want to get all my wrap-ups done that I've done so far, and then get to some reviews. And now I've finished college officially. It was, when was it? I finished it yesterday because I had my exam, and today I've been out with my mum. So yeah, that means I'm technically off for summer holidays, but I might be getting a job, so I might not have the whole summer holidays to myself to do YouTube stuff. So we're going to see how it goes. I'm not going to promise you, oh, I have, you know, 3 or 2 months off to do YouTube videos for you guys. Kind of might not, so we'll see. But let's count how many books that was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books. So you can tell even last year, before I started YouTube, I read quite a lot of books. I really want to go back to when I first started Goodreads and see how many books I kind of read then. I really would like to do next as a video of like the first week or month, whatever, of YouTube, of Goodreads. I read books. It would be very interesting to see how many I read and what books I actually read then. Because obviously my books and taste has changed. I still read romance and stuff and other books as well, but I've learnt from the books that I've read from like right at the beginning in my life, thinking they're so good, and now I've read more and more books. The books that I thought were right at the top have kind of dimmed, because I've read even better authors and better books, and better writers who've written, you know, the books and the way they write their books, and if it's in third person, second person, whatever. And I just learnt the kind of books and writing the style that I like. So some of the books that I loved from when I first started reading books, I'm like, there can't be any books better than this, and I've learned. It's like knowledge, you know, the more you learn a skill, the better you can realise things and all that sort of stuff, you know. You can just learn stuff like history, I suppose. But same for me for books. The more books I've read, the more I've learnt that the books that I loved have kind of dimmed into the background, because I've read even higher, better books than I have. But then at the same time, I've read books that I think if I had read them first, I would have thought they were amazing. But now I've read so many books, I'm kind of like, well, it's not that amazing compared to these books or these books. Same as like Twilight. Twilight was like the first book series that I properly like read, because I love Twilight. And now that I go back and read Twilight, I'm just kind of like, this is such a stupid book. I mean, I love Twilight, I still do, I love the movies, but I kind of gone off. I think I've grown out of it now. Like, it needs to be such a fangirl, and now that I read these books, I'm just kind of like, oh, it's not my top favourite book of all time. I still have my favourite book of all time at the moment, but it might change. It's still my favourite. It's been the same, my favourite book still from all last year. I've just read another book of this author this month, so I will be talking about that, making that my first review to do after I've done the book wrap up of this month. And I love the author, and I love this book because obviously she's the author of my favourite book of all time at the moment. It's a 2-book series, and she's just done another book but a different series, and it was terrible. I didn't like it. I hated it. It was so sad that it wasn't a part of the same world, or it slightly was. It was a spin-off kind of book series, but it was terrible. I didn't like it. I didn't like how the characters were written, how the personalities that they had. The storyline wasn't even that amazing. I just didn't really care what happened to them. It's like if the characters all got killed and that was the ending, I would have been like, okay, I'm fine with that, because I didn't really care about them. The love story was kind of just didn't feel like it had chemistry. It's kind of like, I guess, when you watch a TV show and they're trying to make a couple have chemistry, and you're watching it and you're a friend and you're like, these people do not have chemistry. I just don't see them being the couple. And, you know, a lot of time some people don't think they sound like they have chemistry, and the fans like, well, you think they have chemistry? But yeah, it was just like that. It was just like, they didn't even feel like friends. I just felt like they were just, I don't know what to call it, but I will be doing a review of that. That was just, it's a very weird feeling. I wonder if anyone else has got a favourite author of all time who've written their favourite books, like on, you know, their top favourite books in the world or whatever, in romance, and then you've gone and read a different book from the same author, and you're just like, this is terrible. And I just think about, what about if I read that book first? Would I thought, this is horrible, I don't like the author, I'm not going to go and read any of her other books? So I always think about that all the time, you know, when you read a book from an author that you love, and how you could read a book they're not saying that any of their books are bad, or the author, the book I just read is a bad author. I'm just saying that it just depends on your personality and the kind of books you're looking for. And you might read a book by an author and you think it's a horrible book, it wasn't what you wanted, you give it really bad ratings, and you think that makes you not want to go near that author again or read any of their other books, because it just, how can that be good when you've, the first impression of them is this book that you read and you paid your money for it. And sometimes I try to push that aside and think, well, maybe it's just their book, you know, maybe it's just their series, and go and read something else that they've written. And sometimes they can prove wrong, and you're like, actually, I really love this series that this author did, but I just didn't like this one. It just wasn't the same. It felt like it was written by someone else, or it felt like it was, but it was just different. I loved it. And to me, this is the first time in history that I've loved an author so much. She's written my favourite book of all time. And I've gone and read a different book, but it's a spin-off of the world that this book was based on, and I just didn't like it. I just felt like it was forced, the chemistry, the story itself just kind of just didn't have anything that you know, like it had a bit of like murder, well not murder but crime sort of thing to do with it as well, with romance, and I just really didn't care about the crime. It wasn't like, you know, where you'll feel like your character's in danger and you're thinking, oh my god, your heart's racing, you're hoping they'll get away and they're going to get away from the danger. I just thought, shoot her, kill her, she annoys me, I don't like her, just don't want them to be a couple. Or any of the drama that made you want to think, oh, I don't want them to break up, and just like, oh, break up then, I don't care. So